please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Welcome back. Well, definite improvement in the markets from the lows of the morning. We still have a pained market in the sense there are 14 stocks in the red for 1 in the green. But a little earlier in the morning, it was 19 stocks in the red for 1 in the green. So clearly at some points, the market has found support in some stocks as well. The Nifty in particular has seen an over 50-point recovery from the morning's lows. So let's see how it goes. It's not a very deep cut in the bond markets either. The yields have risen by 2 basis points and they are far away from the 7.86 on the old 10-year or the 7.66 on the new 10-year. You know, we are a distance lower than the highs that we saw on budget day. Therefore, a little bit of calm, you will have to say, in the markets at this point. But let's see if it's able to hold. Gives us a little bit of breather to look at results and other issues emanating from the budget. Arvind's third quarter earnings were absolutely in line. Margins met expectations, while the branded apparel business stood out with improvement in profitability and a jump in EBIT. Kulin Lalbhai, the executive director, Arvind, joins us now. Good morning, Kulin. Thanks a lot for joining us. Before I come to your numbers, just a word on the budget itself. Anything for the textile sector? I mean, they have allocated 7,148 crore, I believe. Is this more than what the street expected? And therefore, will the sector as a whole be boosted?
No, it's in line with what our expectations were. Even last year, there was a package of 6,000 crores. This year, it's been increased. The allocations have gone up towards the increase in the ROSL package, which is the return on state levies. So it's in line. Obviously, the textile business is hoping for support from the government. There's a lot of job creation that will come out of this sector. So we are hoping that all the government support for the sector continues.
Okay, Kulin, hi, morning. Let's talk a little bit about your numbers, because it looks a bit disconcerting to see the way the textile EBIT or the operational performance has fallen this time by almost about 18%. This is despite a rise in revenues. What went wrong and what's the prognosis looking like?
In fact, we've had a very good quarter for our textile business, wherein we have seen a strong growth in our revenues. Our revenues are touching close to a double-digit revenue growth in our textile business, and this is volume growth both in the fabric side as well as the garment side of the business, where there is almost 22% growth in volumes. So in terms of traction, the market and the growth we are seeing, it's very strong on the textile side. I think the short-term challenge in textiles has been, of course, one, the currency appreciation, but also post-GST, the duty drawback for the sector has come down. And I think that will lead to some short-term challenges on the profitability side. But if you look at us quarter on quarter, our profitability in textiles has already gone up by 100 basis points. And we hope to continue on that trajectory. So in fact, the company is very bullish on its textile business. We are about to embark on a 1,500 crore capex cycle. And we believe the business will move back into a double-digit growth rate in the years to come.
Okay. Kulin, good morning. This timeline of separate listing of entities, by now, a lot of people thought that it should have happened. Why is it taking so long?
No, the regulatory process, to separate the businesses takes 8 to 9 months from date of announcement. So we expect the process to happen sometime around June, July.
Okay. Well, your EBIT in the brands and apparel business is growing extremely healthily. What is a run rate? I mean, 29 crore EBIT maintainable?
We have seen a wonderful quarter in the brands business, Lata. We have seen a 300 basis points improvement on the bottom line. And this is more than doubling, the year-on-year EBITDA of the business. And what you're seeing is the operating leverage kicking in this business as each of our brands matures. you are seeing a strong pivot on the bottom line. And what is very strong for us is that this is a widespread kind of growth in the portfolio. So even the retail business is seeing a very strong pivot on the bottom line. In fact, Unlimited, our value retail format, has also seen the highest EBITDA that it has in the history of the Unlimited format. So there's very strong a bottom line pivot across the branded side of the business as well as the retail side of the business.
Okay. I just wanted to understand a little more about the textile growth. You spoke about a double-digit growth and volume growth, etc. I understand that you're also investing about 1,500 crores capex into the textiles business. Will this be spread over a few years? Will it? What will be the investment in phase 1? And where will you be getting the money from? Will it be from internal accruals?
Yes, we are going to be investing 1,500 crores over 3 years. So it's going to be equally spread over 3 years, and it all comes from internal accruals. And basically, we are investing in three-pronged approach for growth. The first is verticalization, where we are forward integrating in the business. And this allows us to get much closer to our customers, because instead of selling fabrics, we are selling them entire garment solutions. So it's a much more predictable strategic business, and it's capital light, because the garment business is not as capital intensive. What's also very interesting is that we are creating a global delivery system for our garment business, which means for our exports, for example, we are setting up a very large base in Ethiopia. Ethiopia has duty-free access into America and Europe, and the duties are very large in this business, ranging from 10 to 20%. And next year itself, we'll have 20% of the entire Indian capacity that we have in garmenting set up in Ethiopia. So it's a large project there. Similarly, in India, we are seeing huge domestic growth where we want to set up garmenting. So we are setting up low-cost centers in areas like Jharkhand, where there are very strong government incentives for garmenting. Oh. So all in all, we will see the garment business scale up significantly. Okay. Just to put it in context, 10% of our fabrics are converted into garments today, and we are intending to take it up to more than 30% over the next few years. Okay. So one big leg of growth will be verticalization. The other leg of growth is what we call new age or smart fabrics, because we believe the future is that fabrics and clothing will not just be for fashion. There will be a lot of functionality and IP that will come into clothing. So we are investing in intellectual property-based manufacturing processes and products, which we believe will be the next paradigm of growth in textiles. And the third leg is advanced materials, that technical textile business which is coming of age. It's already more than 500 crores, and we see a huge market for technical textiles as India grows. So across these three strategic thrusts, we will see an investment. And if you see what this will result in for our textile business is, A, we will become a lot more customer-centric. B, we will become a lot more intellectual property based, so the barrier for entry for the business model will increase. And the third thing is we will become asset light, because we are investing only in parts of the business model which are differentiated.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it at that. Kulin Lalbhai, pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for joining us with the fine print of your numbers. The markets have shown a meaningful recovery from the days or the morning's lows. We're not talking a long time, but still it's substantial under the circumstances. I think it's almost 100-point recovery. Yeah,
it's quite a bit of, not exactly 100, but
80 points.
Of course, on the mid-cap side, it's even sharper. The advanced decline, which was about 1:27, is about 1:12. But keep in mind, Friday also fell a lot, so maybe the leftover selling was done by 9:30. We have Mitesh Thakkar and Prakash Kaba now joining us. So Mitesh, now what's the call? It's a tough one, right? At the index, do you want to trade, or do you want to make it just stock specific?
No, I think I'll avoid the index. Anuj, I think very clearly after this kind of fall, there is some kind of short covering is expected, some kind of bounce is expected, but that will not change the trend. So the idea is that on the index, if you want to trade, wait for this bounce back. Try to sell around levels of 10,680. I think under 25 points up. That could be an interesting level to take a trade with a 30-point kind of a stop loss. For the timing, we are still trading on the short side. Vedanta is a sell with a stop at 321 for targets of 298. And Oriental Bank of Commerce, that's breaking its key support levels of 110. So I would sell that as well. Keep a stop at about 113 levels and look for targets of 101.
Okay. Prakash Gaba is also with us. Prakash, before I ask you about your stock ideas, IT stocks are doing well today. In fact, Tech Mahindra has hit a new 52-week high at a time when the market is falling.
Yeah.
Anything in the technology space that catches your eye?
In fact, Tech Mahindra.
Okay, great.
That's a stock.
Okay.
I think it's heading to levels closer to 640, stop below 615. That certainly looks good to me. Stock that looks weak to me is Steel Authority of India. We could see a slide to maybe around 75 zones, stop about 82. As far as index is concerned, I'm looking to short. I don't know where is it.
Okay,
Sure. Okay, but I just want to point out, you were saying something?
Yeah, Prakash was saying about the stock.
About the stocks,
About the
I said
index,
it.
you were
On the
going to
index,
short,
I'm
yeah.
looking to short. Only thing is, I don't know where. Possible, maybe we'll see a move right until the levels of around 25,680 or so. But I'm looking to short certainly. Looks like a reaction. You short it here for the next down move to commence maybe in a day or two.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out one stock, United Breweries. That stock is now at the high point of the day. Just pull out the intraday chart. Liquor stocks doing well in this market.
No, actually, even Bombay Dyeing. Bombay Dyeing has seen a sharp recovery. It's 7% higher after trading lower in the morning. Just pull up Bombay Dyeing. It's just reaching out for the skies. And there are a couple of stocks, even Radico Khaitan actually. So the liquor stocks, probably people ruining the loss too much.
Yeah, and good numbers from United Breweries, right? I mean, 6% volume growth it's not as good as what they've done in the past, but in a market like this, it's not too bad. Okay, well, let's move on. Thanks, guys, for giving us those technical ideas. Here's a big CNBC TV18 exclusive. Maruti Suzuki's MD, Kenichi Ayukawa, says that by 2030, all Maruti cars may come fitted with an electric motor. Here's more from his chat with my colleague, Ronojoy Banerjee. Listen in.
Pointed that we be with in case of the one about the electrification, that the purpose is to how we're saving the energy and how it contribute to the environment friendly. That is the key factor. In order to achieve, of course, we are taking the electric vehicle, implement the electric vehicle. On the other hand, we have to care that the CV engine to improving the fuel efficiency, to avoid pollution, those kind of improvement, new technology. That's why we propose already the hybridization of the vehicle. That is the key, one of the key technology, I believe. Also, there are some alternative factor. We should be studied those kind of factor.
So then, sir, I mean, then do you feel that going forward, there will be pure electric cars, there would be pure hybrid cars, and there could be milder hybrids. I mean, so this whole notion of a pure IC engine cars, that may cease to exist.
Yeah, I think so. We have to align that stronger hybrid, the mild hybrid, that to improving the fuel efficiency each vehicle. But affordability is a very important product. That the small car is that it is very difficult to increase in so much cost. That's why we have to consider some different options, right?
So then, will Maruti look at electrifying the IC engine cars?
Yeah.
Some form of electrification.
Yeah. We try to do.
Because, so this is interesting because very recently, if you would have seen the news, Jaguar Land Rover has, they have said that by 2020, every car will have some form of electric motor. The pure IC engine cars will not be there. Volvo cars have said the same. So is Maruti Suzuki now, are you hinting at that as well? That going forward, there won't be any pure IC engine cars, even which are sort of IC engine, there will be some amount of electrification.
Yeah, pointed that how much environment friendly to power product we can prepare. If that of course true that hybridization we can improving 20%, 30% to fuel efficiency we have to take. Otherwise, sometimes the 5-10% of the improvement the mild hybrid system we are implementing. Even though we try to make effort, IC engine itself to improve the fuel efficiency. Those kind of combination is contributing to the total energy saving. That is our consideration for future.
So when will we see a Maruti then? Perhaps that there will be a point in Maruti's life where 100% of your cars will have some form of electric motor. How far away are we from that?
Model cycle is about 6 years the full model change.
Okay.
Based on this cycle, we have to consider those kind of change.
Okay. So say by 2030, let's just go by the target that that Siam is.
Yeah, I think so. That could be that almost the vehicle will be switching to some modification.
So that means you feel that by 2030, none of Maruti's cars would be pure IC engine cars as we know today.
I hope so. If we can achieve that,